All right, so let's go and find Blender. Okay, you're gonna click General, so it gives you a quick start. Now we're gonna delete this cube, so we're gonna right click and press X and delete. So before we do that, I'm gonna set up my short keys. Perfect. So you can see it on the side. So the first thing we're gonna do is hit Add. And we can add a mesh, and we're gonna add a torus. And we're gonna click on it. I'm gonna click Option to zoom in so we can see what's going on. So we want to make the major segments to be 64, and we're going to make the major segments to be 24. Okay, and hit enter. So here we have our segments, and what that does, see how it breaks up the plane a little bit more. So the next thing we want to do is I'm going to click on here so we can get back. We're going to go to the modifier, which is the gear. Click on add modifier, and we're going to go to decimate. And in decimate, we're going to go to unsubdivide, and we're going to make that to 1. And I'm going to hit apply. You must hit apply. There it is. Here's apply the modifier. So I'm going to press the number 1 to give me a full view. So the keypad allows you to see different views. 7 gives you a bird's eye view. 9 flips it the other way. 7 goes the other way. 5 gives you a bigger view, and 1. So now let's zoom in a little bit more so you can see what we're working with. All right, so now we zoomed in. Next thing we want to do, we want to click on the object, and we're going to go into edit mode and make sure you're on faces. I'm going to click 1, press function and shift and double click. So now we have the, and now we're going to do hold shift, click outside, click function and double click. See that? Here's the examples on the board. So now we're going to inverse. So we're going to control N right here on the side, and then we're going to delete faces. Okay, so I'm going to look around. There it should look something like that. Delete faces. So now I'm going to go here to modify, and I'm going to add a solidify, and we're going to make the thickness, give it a little more thickness. See that? And then we're going to apply. And then I'm going to go and add another modifier, and I'm going to add a subdivision surface. And what that would do, we're going to click on Catmull Clark, and then we're going to increase this so it's nice and smooth. Render, we can increase our render. Okay, that looks good. And then let's go ahead and increase the thickness just a tad bit. And I'm going to apply that. And then apply. Beautiful. So now we just apply bolt modifier. Has a nice smooth feel to it. I'm going to go here and take a look. This allows you to see the different views. This is the shading. This actually gives you another clean look. Okay. Remember, these lines mean that we're in editing mode. So we can click on a particular piece. For example, if I click on that little piece, I can scale that, press S, and I can move that if I want. See? Okay, but I'm not going to mess with that, so we're going to keep that simple. Okay, so now let's go back to object mode. Switch back to object mode. Beautiful. So see how we can see it better? I'm gonna make this smaller so we can see what's going on. So I'm hitting control and all I'm doing is sliding the mouse back and forth. If you have a middle wheel, you can just slide back and forth. Okay. Alright, so now, next thing we want to do is add a plane. So to add a plane, we're going to go to Add, Mesh, Plane. I'm going to press S and I'm going to scale it out. We're adding the floor. Okay. Now, by adding the floor, I'm going to then move the object, which is this one. I'm going to move this up so we can see it coming out the floor. Okay. Let's slide back a little bit. Let's see it from a distance. Good. And I'm going to add another plane. Press S. We're going to scale it out. And I'm going to rotate. Click on the rotate right here. And I'm going to rotate right here, just like that. Nice and straight. Okay, I'm going to actually rotate so we can see what it looks like if it's straight. Nope. So now let's go back. And let's rotate so it's straight. Okay. And let's move it back. Click on the move tool. And let's move the arrow back. So right now we're building out a plane and environment. So when we add the shadows, it looks nice. Bring that wall up. Okay, that looks good. Let's add another plane. Let's click on this one and just duplicate. Here's another way. Right click, duplicate object. Then I want to move it up. And all I got to do is what? Rotate. Rotate. Not that way. Oh, we need to rotate the other way. There it is. And then I'm going to click on my move tool and push it back. Okay, so right now we're building the environment. Now let's take a look. Let's see what it looks like. I'm going to click on that. Let's move this up a little bit more so it's nice and even. And that's all it is with this software. You know, you're building out things. You're using your X and your Y axis to move things around. Okay, so that looks good like that. So now the next thing I want to do is then build this out. Let's see here now. We have this object. Let's add another object. I'm going to now be creative. So I'm going to add a mesh and I'm going to add let's go with a sphere. Okay, let's move that up. I want to view it from the top, so I'm going to press 1. Let's press 5. Let's press 9 and 1. Let's see. Bird's eye view looks pretty good. I'm going to scale that in by pressing the S. It's too big. Let's go down small. Like right here. Perfect. Let's rotate so we can see what's going on. Good. And I'm just using the mouse to slide around. Okay, so you can see what's going on. Here it is. So now the next thing, let's zoom out. So let's see where our light is. Our light is where? Let's see where it's at. Let's see where the light is. There it is. So we have our camera right here. And then our light bulb should be somewhere. Our light bulb should be somewhere. Hold on, let me check and see. So our light bulb should be right here. Here's our light. So it's all the way to the top. So I'm going to scroll out some more and click on the light. And I'm going to move it down across. Notice how when I move the light, it's like your sun. It changes things around. Okay, so we move it around, we can move it back. Just by playing with these things, you can move things around. So now let's go back in, let's zoom in. Okay, so now what can we do to make this more different? So I'm gonna click on this and I'm gonna duplicate that, right click, duplicate object, and I'm gonna move that up, and I'm gonna scale it. Go. Okay, let's take a look, see what it looks like on the top. See, always remember you have to move things around. Move things around. Center. Let's pull this up so everything's aligned from the top. Flip it. Okay, looking good. All right. All right, so now the next thing I want to do is now add some color. To add some color, you can keep in mind this is just a basic design. You can do much more. You can add all kind of objects. You can add more different types of shapes if you wanted to, but I'm just showing you the quick version. Okay, so now to add color, very simple. We're going to go into shading. Okay, and we're going to click on the view, this one right here. Let's zoom in a little bit so we can see what's going on. Right here is good for you. Let's zoom in a little bit more. Let's click on the hand and let's move it up. Perfect. Hand move things around. All right, first thing, let's go ahead and add some color. So I'm going to hit new. So I'm going to scroll up and you can add a color. So if I scroll down, look what happens. I can add nice colors here. I could also change the metallic, give it like a metallic. See that? See how it changes? Nice and neat. Okay, that's one way. So I can do the same thing for the top. Add a color. Basic. You can play around with the color. Let's go with a lighter color like that. And let's go with metallic. Pull that up. Perfect. Now, the next thing I want to do is click on this. And I'm going to add new. I'm going to add a basic color for now. Same. Let's go here and let's bring it much darker to give some contrast. Now, here's another technique you can add. I'm going to go to add and you hit search, image, texture. I'm going to click on that. Let's put that to the side. And I already went online and download a texture of wood. So it could be a JPEG image, which is right here on my desktop. See, it's just a regular JPEG. And I'm going to open it up. And look what happens to my texture. I'm going to connect this to the base. Now you have to be on the layer that you want to add. So now I have a nice wood texture that's happening here. Okay. So how did I get that? If you look at my desktop here, where's that wood at? Wood, where are you? It's on my desktop somewhere. So what I did, I went on to online, search up wood, texture, found the one that I like, go to image, drag it to the desktop, which is right here already. See, there it is. That's the one I'm using right now. And then you just navigate to the wood texture. Now let's go ahead and add some color to the foreground. So I'm gonna go ahead, base color. Let's go with a nice, I like to keep it since in the same family. Makes things a little easy. Base, family, base, new, base color. Okay, good. That's good. So now let's click on this. I think I want to add some wood on this. So I'm gonna go back and I'm gonna hit add, search, image, texture, drop it here, navigate to the wood, texture I just download. I think this is it right here. Open. And it should now, once I navigate to it, it should connect. So it gives a nice wood. So let's go ahead and make everything the wood. I think that would look nice. Keep it consistent. Image, texture, navigate, and it's on my desktop. It's already set. Nice. And now we just drag to the base and connect the dots. That looks good. So now let's click outside. Let's see what it looks like from a distance. Not bad. So now I'm going to go back into my layout mode. I'm going to zoom in tighter. Okay. Let's take a look at the lights. Let's scroll out. Nice texture. Let's click on the light. And let's move it around. So you just got to play around with it, see what works. I will probably pull it back this way and then bring it across. Pull it back a little. See, the further you get. I'll say right here. I'm going to add another light. Add a light. And let's add a spot. Let's see how that looks. Now notice the spot is in the back. Okay, so let's move the spot. And let's rotate the spot. Press R. So I'm rotating the spot. Let's do it on this side. On this side over here. Rotate the spot. Boom. And let's pull this now. Undo. Okay, let's move it. Okay. Pull it down. And let's see where the spot is located. See why it's very important you rotate things around? Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to right click. I'm going to delete that spot for now. Let's zoom in. Okay. We have a shadow. It looks pretty clean. And there you have it. You know, you could do more to this. If I want to add another light, I can go here, add a point light. Okay, rotate. Okay, here's a point light. It's on the top. Let's pull it up a little more. Let's pull over here. Oh, nice. Let's press R to rotate it. Okay. Rotate, rotate. That looks good. And then what I'm going to do is, you can change the color of the light. Look at this. You can go in here. It's on point light. You can go down to your light bulb and change the colors. See that? Add a red, a blue. I think a yellow would be nice. Let's go with nice red right there. That's pretty. Let's bring this down closer to it. You see, so you can play around with so much. You can come in tighter. See, I'm just moving the light across the surface. Or I might say, you know what, let me bring this out. Bring it back here. Or put it against the wall. Ooh, that's nice. Okay. And now we can zoom in. Okay, so you got a nice little sculpture you can work with. Okay, I'm gonna go in here and I'm gonna click on my move tool and I'm gonna duplicate, Command C, Command V, move it out. Okay, and then I'm gonna make this small. Press S, scale it down. Press it real small. Okay, and now you move this up. See that? Now we got a new design now. This is where you add more flavor to the artwork. Okay, here's a bird's eye view. And let's click out. Screenshot. We got one. Composition. And then when it's time to print it, you just go right here. Go right here. And you could print it out when you wanted it. If you need to print it out, you know. Oh, there it is right here. Right here, print. And look for JPEG. Render. And print it. Okay, good. Should we get it right? Just want to double check something real quick. Let's see. And then see right here, we should be good. I think that should be it for now. Let's go ahead and save the file. Let's save the file. And we should say save the file. We should be good. Okay, so I'm gonna go here. File, save as, give it a name. Okay. Give it a name, call it test. Whatever you want to call it, I'm gonna call it bracelet design. Okay. And hit save. Hit save and it's saved. You're good to go. All right. So I'm gonna go ahead and